It's gonna be healthier for your shoulders. So are you seeing gains? Are you getting growth? Are you progressively overloading? Welcome back to another video. We are 2.5 weeks out. Damn, and I was about to swear. I'm feeling it. I'm dying right now, but it is what it is. If you ever compete, you know, like the last 6 weeks are an absolute grind. And then each week you get closer to your show, it just becomes more and more of a grind. So we're getting pretty close now, 2.5 weeks. I was like 227.6 this morning. So it's not a new low, but getting close to a new low. So we're gonna keep pushing probably a few more pounds. Gonna be hitting a chest workout. It's a low day. I haven't had a high day in like a week, so we're gonna push, improve the conditioning as much as possible. If this week goes well, potentially Saturday we'll reduce cardio, maybe increase food, and then start filling into the show. We'll see what happens. That'd be awesome. That'd be like best case scenario, because I'm ready to eat. We're gonna be starting off this new tech incline press. I've actually never really tried this one out. I've normally been starting with the fly, doing an incline, and then, you know, moving whatever into another press or whatever, but I'm gonna be starting with this one. This one, warming up on it, felt insane. I've trained some clients on this one and they all really loved it. I've done the flat press and that one felt amazing. So fuck it, let's try this incline press out here. So I'm already warmed up. I probably did like 5 warm-up sets already. I did some flies. I did some 4 or 5 warm-up sets just on this one alone. And now let's get into working set number 1. Okay, that felt unreal. It was actually a lot lighter than I thought. So I'm gonna go heavier on this next set. That was like 15 reps, so we'll do 4 plates at least. But yeah, this thing is sick, and these new tech pieces are dope because you get a good stretch at the bottom, and then they converge towards the top. The arm path feels very natural. Sometimes when you're using different machines, depending on your, you know, your arm length and your limb length and whatnot, some of them can feel a little bit awkward, but these new tech pieces, they all feel so smooth, like regardless of your height. So this is a sick machine. This is gonna target more the upper pec. So normally I've been starting with a fly and then getting a bunch of blood into the pec and then going into an incline. So probably moving forward, I'm just gonna be starting with this exercise, especially in the off season. And when I'm actually trying to put tissue on, this is probably gonna be a staple piece for me moving forward. I know you guys probably don't have this one, but if you do, you gotta try this bad boy out. Boo! Boo! Whew. Okay, that was a lot better. That was 12 reps. We're gonna keep this weight for now. The important thing when you're doing any type of incline press is to like keep your ass planted on the seat and make sure you don't lift up your chest so much, because you can see I'm already turning it into like a flat press from that. So you wanna make sure you keep your rib cage, like you can lift it up a little bit, but don't lift it up so much where you turn an incline into a flat press. So make sure your ass stays glued in the seat. You can still lift up your chest a little bit, but make sure you're actually getting the benefit of doing an incline press, which is to target this upper pec here. And don't turn this into a flat press, because a lot of people do that. The other thing too, make sure you keep your elbows a little bit tucked. It's gonna be healthier for your shoulders. So don't flare your elbows out wide as you come down. Keep them a little bit tucked and then press up and bring your bicep across your chest. Okay, gonna be moving on to this fly now. You guys have been watching my videos. You know I absolutely love this machine. So one important thing when you're dieting, doesn't matter if you're getting ready for a show or not, if you're dieting and you're really starting to get into the lower body fat, your energy's low, you know, maybe you're getting a little bit more hangry than normal, it's really important to keep in mind the things you tell yourself. I'm 2.5 weeks out, I'm exhausted. If I keep telling myself oh man, I'm so tired, I'm so hungry, this workout's gonna be shit, I feel like shit. And that's just what I keep telling myself, and I keep getting these negative feedback loops. Guess what? It's gonna be true, because I'm gonna have a bad workout, I'm not gonna feel good. All I'm focused on is the negative things. So if you're in that same point, you have to snap out of it. You have to catch yourself when you're having these thoughts and instantly hype yourself up. You have to tell yourself, fuck that. I'm good. I'm gonna have a good workout. I'm gonna have a great workout. I'm not that tired. I chose to do this to myself. You have to just hype yourself up and be your own cheerleader as much as possible, especially when you notice these negative thoughts creeping into your head. If you don't, those thoughts are gonna become your reality. But if you just tell yourself like, hey, I'm actually not that bad. I'm all right. I can do this. I can lift this weight. I'll train just as hard as when I'm eating in a surplus. Your workouts are gonna be way better. That's where it's so important to just catch yourself and just start hyping yourself up as much as possible. Because I guarantee you, your workouts, your mentality, the way you feel is going to improve exponentially. Your workouts are gonna get better. The way you feel about yourself is gonna get better. Just something really important to note there. Cool. Because you never know. Maybe you go into that set thinking you're gonna get 10 reps, and then next thing you know, you do 12, 13, 14. You beat those numbers that you had, that expectation that you were gonna train, and then you end up doing more. Everything, this is all just a mind game. Almost everything in life, especially when you're doing anything hard, is just a mind game. And that's where it's really important just to stay mentally disciplined, mentally strong, and not let these inner bitch thoughts, this weak mindset, take control of you and your thoughts on a day-to-day basis. Because prep is a long time. If you're dieting, usually it's about 16 weeks of dieting. And the last 8 weeks are usually the grind. Like that's when you get into the trenches. So if you're gonna grind out 2 months of just feeling like shit and having negative thoughts, it's gonna eat you alive. So hype yourself up. You have to be your biggest fan and your biggest cheerleader. And just anytime you're having those thoughts, be like, fuck that, I can do this. I'm gonna grind this out. I wanna do this. This is fun, like this is easy. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so that's a wrap on this one. You guys have been watching my videos. You know I love my repetitive motions and my repeat exercises, so I'm gonna move into that Pinata incline press again. Okay, so we're gonna be doing this incline Pinata press. You know, a lot of things you see online, and this is it could be true to be honest, but I just feel like doing one incline press is just not enough for upper pec. And really the only other way to train your upper pec, you could do a pec deck fly, which I'm gonna do after. I'll show you guys how to actually train your upper pec on it. The only other way is to do a fly where you go like this, and those just don't feel as good. I feel my upper pec way more when I do some sort of pressing motion. So fuck it, I'm gonna do 2 incline pressing movements to try and build up my upper pec as much as possible. You know, just because you see it online that it might not be like the most optimal or this or that, if it works for you, that's all that matters. Literally, that's all that matters. Are you seeing gains? Are you getting growth? Are you progressively overloading? And if you are, then do it. If you're not, try swapping this with like a fly that also targets your upper pec and see which one you like and which one you make the most gains off of. The one thing I love about this one and the other machine press I was doing before, you can really lock your biceps out because your bicep comes across and then you boom, you get that extra contraction on your pec. I would encourage you to lock out on this, and you can just see the difference there from here. Now I'm getting a full contraction. Okay, so pec deck fly, staple, one of the best exercises you can do, to be honest. Generally, my chest workouts, I do like 2 presses and 2 flies. Usually flies are for lower and mid pec. I do a lot of incline pressing for the upper pec, but you could do this pec deck as an upper pec exercise too. Anytime you're doing upper pec, you kind of just lean forward so you don't retract. Keep your body, your spine neutral, even slightly lean forward, and then bring your arms across a little bit higher. So instead of coming down here, you're just lifting them up. So I'll do one upper pec, bias fly, and then I'm gonna switch it. So again, all I'm doing, my hands are just a little higher, slightly leaning forward so I'm not leaning back like this, and then bringing it across. And this is a really good way to hit your upper pec on this pec deck. And you can just see the upper pec is firing like crazy there. So since I just did a bunch of upper pec, I'm just gonna go for a little bit more overall. But that's how you do an upper pec bias pec deck fly. So you can see right there my different body positioning to target the different part of my pec versus when I was trying to hit that upper. Now you can see I'm lifting my rib cage up, bringing my arms across versus before I'm kind of leaning forward. So that's how you bias different parts of your pec on this pec deck fly. So before I was doing 6 sets of side delts, but now I'm only doing 3 because I have a dedicated shoulder day. So I'm gonna do 3 sets of lateral raises on the standing machine. I have a rest day, and then I do a shoulder day now. That's why I don't do 6 sets anymore, because I'm not gonna be able to recover in time for my shoulder day. Doing this lateral raise machine, compared to the other one, this one feels so weird. I haven't done this one in a while since we got that new one. Again, the problem with this one for me, this is on the lowest setting that you can go, but you can see my shoulders are so much higher than the pivot. So it just feels very awkward. So that's why I'm kind of leaning over or like bending my knees and trying to make myself shorter so I can line up my joint with the pivot, because then it feels a lot better. The other problem with this machine is by the time the tension kicks in, my hand is already over here versus the other one. There's tension right from here. So I get tension throughout the whole range of motion, but someone's on that machine. Anytime I'm going into a new muscle group, so I just obviously train chest, my body is warm, but this muscle, my side delt, I didn't train yet. So I always do a warm-up set. You know what? Fuck this machine. It feels so weird. All right, guys, I lied. That other machine compared to this one just feels like absolute dog shit. Luckily, the guy who was on here, Blake, was gracious enough to let me work in, so we're gonna do this instead. This machine is just unmatched for any lateral raise exercise. So this one is dope because, again, there's tension right at the bottom. So if you want to do some partial reps, some lengthened partials, it's perfect. The other one, the tension doesn't kick in until your hands are already here, so that you can't really do partial reps. So this machine, it's literally the best. All right, so that is a wrap on today's chest and delt workout at 2.5 weeks out. Getting so close to the show. Guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you want to see me cover in future videos as well. If you guys are liking these videos, let me know too. I appreciate all the feedback. We're gonna be shooting literally videos every single week, so we're not gonna miss a week. We're gonna be super consistent. Lots of content coming out, so make sure to subscribe. That's a wrap for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.